Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am here today to tell you about the top 10 YouTube channels that I watch the most often. Originally, I was going to go through my entire subscription list. Honestly, I was just gonna pull out my computer and tell you about all of the channels that I'm subscribed to. And then I realized how long that list actually was. I think as a creator, and ever since I started my YouTube channel, I have been watching a lot more YouTube than I used to. I've always watched YouTube, and some of these channels I'll talk about I've watched for years and years, but some of them I have just discovered in the last year or so. Now, most of these I have talked about in some other video, whether it was a favorites video or a vlog of sorts, or talking about them in another video, like referencing them in another video. So most of these shouldn't be too surprising, but I want to tell you a little bit more about why I love them and why these are the channels that, like, when they upload, I pretty much try and watch it that day, even though that's not always realistic, and maybe it's like the next day on the subway, because that's my new YouTube time, is like on the subway. Now that I've been finding time to read in the mornings and at night, I don't read on the subway anymore, so I've made that my YouTube time. And so I will usually watch these either later that day when I'm going home from work or the next morning. And these are in no particular order. I'm just gonna start listing them. So the first one is Amy Landino, and I know I've talked about her before on my channel. She is just so inspirational. I absolutely love listening to her. Everything that she says, I watch every single one of her videos. I've watched probably a lot of her old videos too. I've gone back and binged everything because she's been on YouTube for so long. And she started out doing a lot of YouTube videos about social media and about YouTube and about creating video. And so a lot of those are very helpful in a very specific way, but she's more recently transitioned to more like, I don't want to say self-help because that sounds really negative, but her mantra is going after the life that you want. And what are the things that she can teach you that will help you after the life that you want? So she talks a lot about productivity and routines, and she's a podcast, which that's not what this is about, but she talks a lot about morning routines on her podcast with the people that she interviews. I love watching her. I love her energy, and she lives in Ohio, and so I'm like, you know what I mean? I feel like a lot of these, like those kinds of big name YouTubers, the people that speak at VidCon and stuff like that, they all live in LA or even New York, but she lives in Ohio and she loves it. I follow her on all of the social medias, and I love her on all of the social medias. Okay, the next one should not be a surprise, and that is Cindy. And we just did a collaboration. If you did not check that out, I highly recommend. It's pretty funny, it's a little controversial. We did planner trends that we don't like and planner peeves that we don't like over on her channel. I'll link both those videos below. But I have known Cindy for years now, I mean a long time on the internet, and then I started watching her YouTube videos when she was posting them, teaching people how to letter. And she would post these worksheets in a Facebook group, and then she would post a video on YouTube, and that is what sort of like started me watching it. And then I love that she just developed her channel into being a lot more. She does a lot of planner reviews. She does a lot of plan with me's, both in her Erin Condren and in her bullet journal. She doesn't do as much like lettering teaching as much in her videos anymore. She has done a lot with the power sheets recently, which I've been really enjoying seeing somebody else's, like how they're using them. And then she also does this thing called Plan As You Go, which is what she's currently doing right now in the month of February, where she posts a video every day. It's kind of like Vlogmas, except for planners. And she posts a video every single day about how she uses her planners every day. Being a creator, and with her Patreon, her YouTube channel, that's her full-time job. So she uses her planners in the morning and films it and gets it uploaded later that day. I would love to participate in Plan As You Go because it just seems so real. Like, realistically, this is what I am doing in my planner or planners every single day, and I think that adds so much realness, and I'd love to do that, but I think it would be really hard with my full-time job. That is not what this is about. I love Cindy. I love Cindy's channel. If you have not checked it out and you are in the planner world, or you just like somebody who's really honest and maybe swears a little bit. Okay, the next one should also not be a surprise, and that is Sam from Happily a Housewife. Also have known Sam on the internet for a long time. She has been in the planner community for a long time, and for a while I actually didn't follow her on YouTube because I just didn't think that her life applied to mine. At the time when I first met her, she was a mom of very young children, and I was like, you have 3 young kids. I have no kids. I don't know what I'm gonna get out of watching your channel, honestly. I would watch some of her planner videos, like her plan with me's or her product reviews, but I would never go watch the other stuff until I actually started my own channel. And then I started watching pretty much all of her videos. I watched she posts every day, so sometimes it's hard to keep up, but I watch pretty much every single one of her videos. I love that. And even though our lives are so different, I mean, now she works out of the home part-time, but she still has 3 younger kids and I still have no kids. And so we're still very different, but I've told this to her before. And what I do love sometimes about watching her channel is I almost envision my future. I almost think like what my life could be or will be when I am at that place in my life. And I know I'm not there now, but I kind of love watching what her life is like and just thinking about that. So again, she does a lot of lifestyle stuff. She does a lot of vlogs. She does a lot of kitchen type home stuff. She's got 3 kids, 11, I'm not gonna get this right. And I literally just watched a video where she said it. It's like 11, 9, and 6 maybe? Maybe that's right. Again, very different from me, but I do love watching her channel. She's also very real and honest. Okay, let's flip from people to sort of a business, and that is the financial diet. I think I've also talked about this video before. I have not read their book yet, but it is on my list, but I love their channel. I found it from a financial perspective. Like I stumbled upon it from for a financial thing, but they do a lot more than that, especially now. They've branched out to a lot more like adulting, I would kind of consider it. It's like adulting channel. And I really like all they do. They pull in other people a lot. So I found other channels because they pull in other channels and have them do series on their channel. And the person that, like Chelsea, the owner of the Financial Diet, who does a lot of the videos, she also lives here in New York. And I also follow her on Instagram. And I'm like mildly, I want to be her best friend. But I love their channel for just all kinds of adulting advice and things like that. Okay, the next one also shouldn't be a surprise, and that is Kayla over at Oh Hello Stationery. So she's got a lot of channels. So let me tell you, so Oh Hello Stationery is the company that she owns with her husband, and they do have a channel for their shop. So there is Oh Hello Stationery, like the channel. And then she's got Oh Hello Living, which is her channel where she does all kinds of stuff. She does planner reviews, she does Plan With Me, she does product things, like all kinds of stuff she does over there. And I love watching her videos. I just really love Kayla. And she's herself on the videos. And I just think that's so great. And we met last year at the Chicago Planner Conference, and we just immediately clicked. And so I love watching her videos. And then they have Oh Hello Vlogs, which is a vlog channel. She doesn't upload consistently on that channel because she just vlogs when she has things to vlog, and then she posts it right away. So you've got people who vlog like every day, or like Vlogmas where you vlog every day and post every day. And then you have people like me who I vlog almost every day, kind of, and then I post once a week. No, she just like will vlog when she picks up the camera and then post it. And sometimes it's a couple days on the video and sometimes it's one. Either way, I love watching her life. I love her and her husband, and I really wish the 4 of us could hang out because Alex is also obsessed with bow ties, and I think that him and Sam would just be BFFs. And I also feel like I relate to her a little bit more because we're about the same age and whatnot. Now, still, our lives are different. She lives a totally different state. She has a house and she works for herself, but there's still a lot that I can relate to. Okay, the next one is somebody I just discovered kind of recently, but she's like a big deal, and I didn't realize that at first. And that, I'm gonna say her name wrong, but Ingrid Nielsen, I'm not sure how to say her last name, but she is great. Okay, I found her when I was looking for apartment tour videos. I wanted inspiration on how to like visualize the apartment tour video that I did, and I found her apartment tour video, and then I really liked her. I liked her voice, I liked her demeanor, so I just started watching stuff, and she does all kinds of stuff. I mean, I got millions and millions of subscribers at this point. It's very random. Like, she just posts a video about love stories that she loves. So, I mean, it is very random, but I really like her. She's very honest and very upfront about everything that she does and everything that she believes in. So I also love following her on Instagram. And then she recently moved to New York. And so I'm also secretly hoping that I'm just gonna run into her. I think she's great, and I really enjoy all of her content. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about one beauty channel. I am subscribed to a lot of beauty channels, and I've stopped watching a lot of them because I just don't want to be enabled to buy things, and I don't feel like I need tutorials anymore, really. So I kind of just stopped watching beauty videos. But the one person who I will always watch when she uploads, no matter what the video is pretty much, is Emily Noelle. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about her. She lives in the middle of nowhere, Illinois, like down in the southern part of the state, not near Chicago, and just sort of in the middle of nowhere. And she just does her own thing. She has 2 kids, and she just like loves her life. And she vlogs sometimes. I don't always watch the vlogs, honestly, but every time she uploads a beauty video, I watch it. And even if I'm not in the market for something, I take notes. And she does a lot of affordable drugstore stuff, and I really enjoy that. So that's like my #1 beauty person. Actually, somebody just messaged me the other day asking for beauty, who was, oh, Kristen Damian. She, if you follow her from Christian Designs, posted how she was going to Sephora. And she was like, oh, I hope I can recreate this at home. And I was like, YouTube, go to YouTube. And she asked if I had any recommendations. And Emily Noelle is just one of my all-time favorite like recommendations, especially for basic tutorials or product recommendations, especially affordable products. Okay, the next one I want to talk about is Jen Ross over at Pretty Neat Living. So Jen is also somebody that I followed for a long time, but didn't always necessarily watch her non-planner videos until I started my own channel. And I met her a couple of years ago at Go Wild, and have met her a couple of times since then. She's very sweet and like very kind in person. She is herself also on camera, like the person that she is on camera. I feel like that's a theme, by the way. Okay, the ones I haven't met, I can't really say that. Like, I don't know that for sure. But the people that I've met that I also have listed in this, I know that they are themselves on camera, and that is a big thing for me. So for Jen, I always just, again, watched her planner videos and never really watched the other stuff. And then after meeting her and after starting my own channel, I then started watching all the other stuff, and I love it too. And like Sam, she's in a totally different part of her life. She has 2 kids. She stays at home with them. It's just a different life than I have, but I love watching it. And I do get a lot of tips and tricks from her, and I learn a lot. I learn a lot about like self-love and self-care, and she's very raw about all of that, and she's gone through a lot in her life, and she talks about that, and I just really appreciate her honesty. And I actually get to see her soon at the Chicago Planner Conference, which I'm so excited about. Okay, the next one I know I've talked about, I'm pretty sure it was in my December favorites video, and that is Michelle B. She is an Australian YouTuber, and she, kind of like Amy, mostly does videos about personal development and making your life simpler and productivity and those kinds of things. And what I love about her video, I love her aesthetic. It's not me at all. It's very simple and pastel and very clean, which, I mean, I like clean, but I like bright and like bold and loud, and that's not her at all, but I love it. And her videos are always pretty short, and so I can kind of get through them quickly, and I always get something actionable out of it, like a book I want to read, or an article I want to go read, or a podcast, or a action item step. Like, I always get something out of her videos that I feel like is very applicable to my life. Watching her videos, and then as a spin-off, this doesn't actually count as one, she has a video called Channel Notes that is all about helping YouTubers, and I love watching that channel as well. She's not as consistent on it, but the stuff that she has uploaded, I think is very helpful. Okay, the last one is a little bit crazy, and it's funny because Nine and I just discovered the other day that we both follow the same person. I don't know that she really watches her YouTube videos, but she follows her on Instagram, and how like our lives are nothing like hers, but we love watching her. And that is Jordan Page. Again, I stumbled upon her. Actually, I didn't even stumble. It wasn't like I searched. She showed up in my recommended videos for her time blocking video, and I was like, oh, that looks interesting, but it was like 30 minutes, so I kept like putting it off. I finally watched it, and I loved it, and I loved her. I loved her energy and just her demeanor. And so I kept watching her videos, and then I followed her on Instagram, and then come to find out, like, she is a Mormon who lives in Utah with 6 children. Like, just not even close to the same lifestyle, but like, I love watching her. I love it. I love seeing what her and her husband are up to. I love watching their like interaction and their Q&As that they do together. And I can't get enough. I can't get enough. And Nina said the same thing. She's like, no, I love Jordan Page. Again, if you are a mom of a lot of children, you might enjoy some of the very tactical things. Like, I just recently watched her video on how she does laundry. Living in New York, I could never do my laundry the way that she does because of just the system that she has and the amount of laundry that she does. But it was amazing to watch. It's, I don't know, it's hard to explain how much I enjoy watching somebody who I really do feel like I have very little in common with, because at least the other moms that I watch, I found them through planners, and I love their planner videos first. Jordan Page, I just like love her. I just love her. I don't know what it is. So if you're looking for somebody with, she has so much energy also, y'all. Fun, Cheap, or Free is like her company that she owns, that she posts about a lot. She's very all about like budget and frugality, and I just could not leave her off this list because anytime she uploads now, and I haven't gone back and watched all of her old videos yet because I just recently found her, and so there's a lot for me to still watch, but she only uploads once a week now, but when she uploads, I'm like, oh, I need to watch. Okay, that is it. Those are the top 10 YouTube channels that I love, and whenever they upload, I'm like, I have to watch it right now, because I love to hear their thoughts, and I love their honesty, and they're all kind of different. Like, I realize it's not all the same. That's kind of what I need in my life, right? I don't need to watch 10 planner people. I don't need to watch 10 beauty people or 10 personal development people. Like, I need a mixture of all these different things that make up my life. So let me know in the comments below, what are your favorite YouTube channels? Who, when they upload, you are like, I have to watch that within 24 hours because I love that person's content. Now, sometimes that is harder. Like there's just days that my watch later folder gets backed up, but for the most part, like I stay on top of these channels. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please click that subscribe button. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you so much for watching. Happy planning. And what are those trips? Trips? And that is Cindy over on her channel, Cindy guentert-baldo. No, I'm gonna say it wrong. But I kind of love watching her life is what her. Okay, let's flip from people that I'm obsessed with.